Start to build your confidence like this. Welcome to the Being Connected podcast, the place you go where you want to explore the journey of being human, being in the world, and your spiritual being. I am your host, Anamia, and today I share with you how you can start to build your confidence even better. There is a saying that it's very difficult if you were to eat a whole elephant. And that's why we say if you take it one bite at a time, you will eventually get there. So to begin with, if you don't feel very confident right now, if you don't know where to start, listen to the episode and get even better dressed for success. Number one is start small. It is so important that you don't make excessive goals or you have an idea that you can do massive success, whatever that looks like for you. Because if you are right now in a place where you don't feel very confident, you want to change something. If you are listening to this podcast, I think that you are feeling it somewhere in your body or your spiritual being that something wants to change in you. You want to do something different, and that can be everything from changing your job, getting a good love relationship, getting a dog, or getting more into that meditation practice that will benefit you the most. Starting small, setting a goal that you know that you can implement and you can do every day. Remember, when you are creating new habits, it takes 100 days before your body says, I just do this automatically. Knowing that you need to have the attention and the focus when you want to start something new. Placing your attention in something new is also where the energy goes. Remember, where your focus goes is also where the energy flows. When you're starting something new, you have to drive it. You have to have that confident feeling that you can do this. And that's also why I never recommend that you start 8 new projects at one time, because that will for sure overwhelm you. And the process of knowing that it takes 90 to 100 days to have your body automatically doing that repetition from yesterday and the day before. So for 8 projects, you are gonna feel pretty overwhelmed. Starting small and set the bar where you know that you are going to hit it. Also on the days where you might not feel like it. When you can hit the bar, even on the days you don't feel like it, you are gonna see yourself and know that you are the type of person that actually does what she or he says. When you are starting to build confidence, it has a lot to do with the way that you are showing up for yourself in the world. If you don't think you can do it, well, you're right. You're not going to be able to do it. On the other hand, you will also get in a position where you say, I can do this. And you're right. You can do this. So either way, you are going to be right. Make sure that the confidence and the bar you set for that new goal, which is something that you are starting small, make sure that you can do it 5, 6, 7 days a week and block out that time in your phone and show up for yourself. When you show up for yourself, you are taking back your power and you know that you are a person that does what she says. The other thing is, when you want to build your confidence better, you want to be able to make your own decisions. When you want to make your decisions better, it's going to build your confidence. So starting to decide what is it that you want and what is it that you don't want in your everyday life. When you start to make the decisions for yourself, regardless of your surroundings, this is gonna build inside you that you know that no matter what your partner, your kids, your family, your friends, your surroundings says, you are making your own decisions. And when you are able and can make your decisions yourself, that will build your confidence slow and steady. And a way that you will get better at making decisions is stop being so emotional about everything. And I have to explain this better. What I mean is, if you are reacting to everything all the time, if you are overloaded with tasks all the day, you don't take your brain breaks, and you are overwhelmed, even making small decisions like what's for dinner is going to be a task that is really difficult to make. And the reason why that is that everything is in the external world, just running around like a monkey, battering on all the windows. When you know this, pick out all the feelings of what if, and what if, does this person want this, or what about pasta, and or should we get potatoes today, or what is the healthiest choice? Stop feeling everything all the time. Prepare better. Because when you prepare better and you make better decisions, instead of thinking, I have got 24 hours in the day, that is plenty of time. You have 24 hours where you sleep for 8, you work for 8, and you have 8 hours to have the life that you dream about. And building new habits and building new and stronger resilience and confidence. But it starts with you being better at making your own decisions. If it's always up to somebody else in your surroundings, that you always need feedback, you always need somebody to validate that what you were thinking is right, that is giving away your power and diminishing your confidence. Make sure that you know that even making a small decisions, maybe regarding dinner, you decide what's for dinner and don't wait until you are down in the grocery store. Plan it the day before. By planning, by stopping, by needing all these validations from your surroundings or your partners or your kids, you make the decision what's for dinner. And that's a very good place to start. That also connects with the next step that I got for you. I want to tell you how important it is that you go inward. And without that sounding fluffy, when you go inward, you are putting yourself in a position where you are creating a space where you lower information, where you are able to give yourself a break. Think about, what am I gonna say to this question? What am I gonna do about this? How does this make me feel? When you go inward, just stop everything you do in everything. If you have colleagues that are very stressed out, maybe you have a boss that is expecting you to do 5 tasks in the same priority. I mean, if you are doing 5 tasks, okay, so your boss needs to prioritize this for you. You can do all 5, but one thing's for sure, you can't do it all at once. So what's number 1? What's number 2? What's number 3? And instead of just reacting to a boss, for instance, saying, I need those 5 tasks done by the end of the day, and you can say, go inward, look at it. You can see that the task cannot be done by the end of the day. You go inward, reflect, observe, feel, and then make a decision. Go back to the boss I know I can't do the 5 tasks today by the end of the day. Which 3 tasks do you want to have finished today? That is something, when you create that space of going inward, you are giving yourself a break, and instead of reacting to the stress that you already know that you cannot have the 5 tasks done by the end of the day, you know that you have a colleague that is even more stressed out than you, take everything out, stop, go inward, take that break, make a decision, go back and tell your boss you need the task on priority list. When you are building your confidence is stop seeking validation from everybody else. If you want to do something, don't ask what everybody else thinks. If you think that this is a good idea, go and do it. Make your own mistakes. If you are afraid of making mistakes or starting to fail, is also a word many people react to. Remember, there is no such thing as failure. There's only learning. When you are learning something new and you don't want to be judged and you don't want to hear everybody else's opinion, don't ask for it. Keep it to yourself. Know that you want to start something new. You start small. You have set the bar where you know that you can hit it also on the days where you might not feel like it. You know that you can go inward. You can take that little break, that mini meditation in the breathing. Stop, think, reflect, observe. Go back, respond, but don't go out into the world expecting or wanting validation from others who is not willing to try and do something new, who is not willing to start a process of learning. Make your own mistakes. Growth is rarely something that is a walk in the park. Often you will find yourself in a difficult position. Maybe you are getting a divorce. Maybe you experienced some loss of a friend or a mother, or somebody died in your family. Either way, when you are put in positions in life, everything is for you. It's not against you, it's for you. What is it you do with what you get in life? You know this saying, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And it sounds very nice. And yes, lemonade is sour before you add the sugar. Make sure that you are the sugar that you want to build in your growth process. Growth is never easy. No revolution ever was easy. But you will know, instead of reacting all the time, go inward and stop seeking that validation from everybody else. Just keep quiet and trust yourself. That leads me to the next part, which is trust your gut. And that gut feeling, that sixth sense, that something feels right to me. You can't put a finger on what it is that makes it feel right to you, but you can tell. We call the gut the second brain. We have the brain in the head and we have the brain in the gut. That brain is the one that is telling you, hey, something is wrong. It's also the one who says, are you sure you want to do this? Something feels off here. Listen to this. And for each time you neglect that gut feeling, you will experience something that is worse. Then it just turns up a little. The universe, life turns up the volume a little. Every time you don't listen to your gut feeling, life turns up a little. Okay, so what are you going to do about this? Okay, so you don't want to listen? I'll give you something else. This is something that if you keep doing this, you will get sick. Illnesses that human has are determined to lifestyles and not making the good decisions or not listening to the gut brain. That's a pretty high number. So to be sure that the lifestyle, the surroundings you put yourself in, the way you speak to yourself, everything that you have of conscious thoughts, but also the unconscious belief systems, and neglecting the body, it's so important that we listen and trust that gut feeling. When you trust that gut feeling, and make sure that it's small steps, you just follow that intuition a little more. Right now, it's time for that. There is really awakening on the planet for all humans. And of course, we have free will. And when a human has free will, we can, of course, continue on the programming that we have done so far. You are for sure free to do whatever you want. It's your life. If you want it to be like it is at the moment, well, you can continue to do that. If you know that something is not right, you are getting illnesses, you don't feel fresh, you don't feel well, you don't have energy, you don't have peace, you're not happy, it's time for you to start to build yourself better. A thing I want to end this episode with is just know that you don't have all the answers, and you are not supposed to either. Because every time we want to control, does that word ring a bell for you? You want to control the outcome. And of course, when we are at work, we are doing whatever task, and that task has to do something, it has to perform, often in budgets and money and in the outcome. We can track that and we can have control on how do we want to market a product, how do we want to sell it, is it online, is it through funnels? We control how we distribute a product that we are making on the job, in our business, and so on. And that we can control. But when you are off work, get into trusting that everything is going to work out for you and not against you. Know that if you were in a position where you knew everything, if you knew how you want to get that big Mercedes, or how you can get that promotion, or how you can get that dream partner, if you knew that now, well, you'd probably done it, right? So find peace with, yes, some things are not gonna come to you in the way that you know. The unknown is where, really? Did that just happen? How did that happen? I am so lucky that I just met this amazing person and I was just going down for a pint of milk. Know that you cannot know. Even though in the human being work experience we can control outcomes, or we can try to control them, just know that when you are in your being in the world and in your spiritual being, have a little more trust and have a little more confidence in yourself that inside you, you already have the skills that you need. Everything you need to know is already inside of you. Your body is so amazingly designed, and the thing you experience right now is when you don't listen. When we don't listen, life will make us listen. And what we do with that is what forms our life. I wish you happiness and I wish you joy. I wish for you to be happy, and I want you to feel abundant and to feel loved, because you are eternally loved. this is how to start to build your confidence. I root for you. Thank you for joining the Being Connected podcast. Stay connected, stay curious, and stay focused on what matters to you.